Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. I want to believe your week has been great. If you can hear me, if you can see my screen, I would like to know in the comment section. If you can hear me and you can see my screen, I would like to know in the comment section. I was trading yesterday. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I was trading yesterday, and what's your plan for today? I'd like to know the pairs you're considering trading today, so that we can look at them together. What pair are you considering trading today? Let's analyze these pairs together. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Great minds. Mr. Gbadamosi, Mr. Gbadamosi, it's been a while. How are you doing? You are making the market. Euro USD. If I did, I did. Oh, so let's start by looking at the calendar. Today is CPI, Consumer Price Index. May CPI not consume our funds today. Oh. May it not consume our funds today. CPI for card and United States will be released by 1:30 p.m. So we should expect high volatility on card pairs and USD pairs. Okay, by 9 p.m. Governor Bailey will be speaking. As the governor of the Bank of England would be speaking by 9 p.m. Nigerian time. So that's all for today's fundamentals. Okay, so if you are trading card and USD pairs, please be conservative. Be conservative if you are executing trade before the news. Okay, or I would advise that you wait for the news to be released before looking out for your technical setup. Okay, wait for the news to be released. If you are going in before the news, you should go in with minimal risk. Going with minimal risk. Today is not the day for you to over leverage. Okay. So let's go to the chart. Let's start by looking at DXY. Like I said yesterday, DXY, my bias for DXY this week is bullish. It is bullish, and I said I'd like to see DXY do a little retracement. Okay. I'd like to see it do retracement to fill this fair value gaps. Okay. We have this fair value gap here. Okay. We have this fair value gap. I'd love to see it come retest this fair value gap. And also below this fair value gap, we have, these are the areas I will be considering taking a buy. The candlestick that forms after these fair value gaps gets filled will determine if I will take a buy from that zone. So my bias on DXY is bullish. It is bullish. Not sure DXY would want to come to this area. Okay, so these are the possible areas I see fair value gap going to. Okay, these are the areas I see DXY going to. Okay, so I'm still very bullish, though at the moment I told you guys I took a trade on EURUSD yesterday, and I'm still holding that trade. I'm still holding that trade on EURUSD. I bought EURUSD, and I think it's in profit of 20 to 25 pips at the moment. 20 to 25 pips. I'm still holding that buy trade, though my bias for dollar is sell. Hopefully, maybe after the news is released, if the news is positive for CPI, then I should look for sales. I should look for sells on GU, EU, AU, NU if the data comes out positive for the United States. But if it is negative, then dollar will be bearish. Dollar will be bearish for the day if it comes out negative. But if it is positive, would expect buys for DXY. I hope that is clear. So let's look at yen. Please, if there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give it a thumbs up so that others can get to see this video and join the class. Give it a thumbs up so that others can get to see the video and join the class. Okay, so on yen, like I shared with you guys last week, that yen is still very bearish. Any buys on yen is pullback. I don't think yen will buy until it fills this fair value gap, until it clears all this liquidity residing at this previous low and fill this fair value gap. I doubt if yen would buy. Okay, so it's still bearish. Yen is still bearish. It is still bearish. This is a weekly time frame. Let's go down to daily. You can see yesterday closed as a doji. Okay, it closed as a doji. Yesterday closed as a doji. And the 4-hour, we have this morning, I think this is the first candle for today's market. This is the first candle for today is 15th. Okay, so you can see what we have here. After this bullish candle, we have this Anangin man. So it's bearish at the moment. Let's see if it created a fair value gap on 1 hour time frame. Okay, so probably it just wants to pull back to fill this fair value gap it's created here on one. Okay, we have this fair value gap here. So that would be a good area to join the bearish trend. Okay, this fair value gap. This is where yen is aiming for. Once it fills that fair value gap, if you see a sell opportunity from that fair value gap, then you should sell from this zone. This is where you should be considering selling yen. It means you should look for buys on GBP JPY, CAD JPY, Euro JPY, or JPY pairs. You should be looking for buys on those pairs. But you should wait for price to pull back to fill this fair value gap before you take trade on those pairs. I hope that is clear. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. If you have any question on risk management, strategy, trading plan, journaling, any question, just drop it to the comment section. I wish all my Nigerian brothers a happy holiday. Do traders go on break? Guys, do traders do traders go on break? Do traders go on break? Okay, so yen basket. So that's my take on yen basket. So let's move to currency pairs. Let's see currency pairs. So let's start with GBP USD. Traders hardly go on break. Even if they are not on the charts, they are always thinking, developing strategies, doing a lot. They don't go on break. Even when they are not on the charts, they are thinking about the market. Find a trader that is passionate. They are always thinking about the market, whether the market is open or closed. Even on weekends, they are thinking about the market, how to get better. Traders don't go on break. It's a serious business. Trading is a serious business. Okay, so let's start with GU. Let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, so now what I see playing out on GU is buying now. If you go down to 4-hour time frame and 1-hour time frame, there is a fair value gap here. There is a fair value gap here. I think GU just filled on lower time frame. Let's confirm that. You go down to 4-hour, so you can see we have this fair value gap on 4-hour. You can see, I think GU just filled this fair value gap. Can you see that? You can see it just filled this fair value gap. And after filling the fair value gap, you can see the pattern that formed. After filling the fair value gap, we have this spinning bottom, indicating change in trend. Okay, so GU is bullish at the moment. Is bullish at the moment. So after the formation of this spinning bottom, let's go down to 1 hour. Let's see the pattern that formed on 1-hour time frame. GU is bullish at the moment. Let's see what we had on 1 hour after the formation pattern. So you can see on 1 hour we have several bullish reversal pattern. Here we had spinning bottom, and the next candlestick closed as an inverted hammer. And next to it we have hammer. These are strong indication that the bullish momentum is increasing. These are strong indication that the bullish momentum is increasing. And I think after the formation of this pattern here, I think a fair value gap was created that price had to pull back to fill. Let's see. So you can see on 15 minutes time frame, we had this fair value gap at this point, and price had to pull back. Can you see? Price had to pull back. You can see it's pulled back to fill that fair value gap, and there has been a strong rejection from that zone. There has been a strong rejection from that zone. Okay, but what is it? Close the door. Close the door. 2 minutes, guys. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so what do we have on GBP USD now? We have this fair value gap here. We have this fair value gap. Okay, so you can see this fair value gap. This will be a good zone to consider after retracement. This zone, you go for buy. Okay, but personally, the current market price is good for entry. The current market price is good for entry. Okay, is good for entry. The current market price is good for entry. If you are buying from the current market price, you just ensure that your stop loss, this is where you should set your stop loss, this low, which is 3416. It means that if you are buying from the current market price, the current market price is 3450. It means your risk is about 44 pips, 44 pips. Okay, but if it is too high, if that risk is too high, then you wait for price to pull back to this zone before you buy. Okay, you wait for price to pull back to this zone before you buy to reduce your risk on the trade. So if you are buying from this current market price, your first TP, let me go back to 4-hour. Okay, your first TP, let's see if the risk reward buying from the current market price is worth it. So we have this. This will be your first target. This is about, let's say, 22 pips. 22 pips. This will be your first target. Then this could be your second target. This previous high could be your second target. Okay, so you could wait for price to pull back to this zone before you buy. But if you have good capital, you can execute more than one trade, more than 0.01 lot size, then you can go in with you can take partial entry from this point, and if price pulls back to this zone, you go in with more lot size. I hope that is clear. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. And if it's your first time participating, please subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Okay, so that's my take on GU. GU is bullish at the moment. GU is bullish at the moment. Technically, GU should buy technically. Okay, but remember, CPI will be released by 1:30 Nigerian time. 1:30 Nigerian time. So know what you're doing. Okay, so let's look at Euro USD. Euro USD. Okay, so what do we have here on GU? I think we had a fair value on EU, sorry. I think we had a fair value gap here. Can you see that fair value gap? We had this fair value gap here. Price filled that fair value gap. You can see this fair value gap we had here. Price filled it, you can see. And after filling that fair value gap, you can see the pattern that formed, inverted hammer. You can see the pattern, inverted hammer, a bullish inverted hammer. Can you see that? And after the formation of that bullish inverted hammer, price has been bullish. Euro USD has been bullish. It has been bullish. Okay. So I'm still holding my buy on Euro USD. I'm still holding my buy on Euro USD. So you can see, I think Euro US just hits a resistance area. We have resistance here. We have resistance here. It has not hit that level. Okay. So we have this resistance here. See, so the previous candle closed as an inverted hammer. Now, sorry, as an hanging man. Now, what do we have here? We have this support here on 1 hour time frame. Okay, we had this support here. Price pulled back, tested that support, and there was a strong rejection from that support. So let's go down to 15 minutes. Let's see if it created a fair value gap that it wants to fill. Let's see if a fair value gap was created after the formation of this engulfing candle. Let's see 15 minutes. So you can see on 15 minutes, a fair value gap was created. You can see after the formation of that engulfing candle, a fair value gap was created. So I think price might fill this fair value gap. Okay, price might fill this fair value gap before continuing with its bullish move. That is what I see playing out on Euro USD technically. Okay, price is likely going to fill this fair value gap and continue its bullish move. The only thing or reason Euro USD would sell today will be if the news favors dollar. If the news favors dollar, we're going to see a massive sell on Euro USD, GBP USD, AU, and NU. If the news comes out positive for US, but technically, Euro USD is expected to buy technically. So that's my take on GU and EU. Which other instrument do you want me to analyze? Which other instrument do you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. Mr. Joseph, morning. Mr. Clement, morning. Victory, Star Cs, good morning. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Okay, let's move on to gold. Gold. Mayor Venture, it's been a while. Mayor Venture, it's been a while. How are you doing? It's been a while, Mayor Venture. Okay. So yesterday, gold was bearish yesterday. Gold was bearish yesterday, and after the formation of yesterday candle, let's see what we had on 4 hour. Okay, so this is what we had on 4 hour yesterday. Whoa, guys, I see gold selling from what we have here. I see gold selling. It's likely gold just filled a fair value gap. I think gold just filled a fair value gap. Let's confirm that on lower time frame. Let's go to 1 hour. Let's see what we had on 1 hour. So from what I see here, gold is likely going to sell. Okay, it's likely going to sell. You see this? We had this fair value gap here. You can see, and we have this shift to market structure. Shift to market structure on the 1 hour time frame occurred here. See the shift in market structure occurred. Price has pulled back to a premium area. That premium area, we have a fair gap here. So I see gold selling. Okay, what I see here, gold is going to sell. What I see here, but you might want to wait for price to pull back to fill this fair value gap before selling. And if you are considering selling from this zone, your stop loss must be at this previous high. The stop loss must be at this previous high. And if you're taking the risk from the current market price, 626, 746, that's about 120 pips. If you are not comfortable with that, you have to patiently wait for price to pull back to this zone. Okay, but if that does not play out and price just starts dropping from the current market price, it means you miss the opportunity. Okay, so that's my take on gold. Gold is bearish. Gold is bearish. Okay, so patiently wait for price to fill this fair value gap. Okay, wait for price to fill this fair value gap before you sell on gold. Before you sell gold. That's what I see playing out on gold. Okay. Is that clear? Mr. Clement, you've been attending the live stream, you've been joining the classes, and you're telling me you don't know where to check news. You don't know where to check the news. You don't know where to check the news. Someone should please type where we find where we go check news, please. Type it in the comment section. Where we go check news. Every time I come online, I always check the calendar, the news calendar, and Clement, you are telling me you don't know the sites to check news. Which news? Which of the news are you referring to? Which of the news? Nigerian news, African news, or which one? Which of the news? Forex factory, Forex factory, Forex factory, Clement, Forex factory. This morning I checked it, see it. Forex factory. There is no time I come on live that we don't check this calendar. Before we go to technicals, see CPI here. This is CPI. See CPI. So Forex factory is the news calendar I use. Okay, we have investing.com. We have Forex factory. Okay, if you just do a Google search on news calendar for Forex trading, you will see several websites. Just do a search on Google, news calendar, news calendars for Forex trading. You will see a lot of websites. There are lots of them. We have FX Trade, a lot of them. But I prefer using Forex Factory. Australian dollar card. Australian dollar card. So let me start with the weekly. Let me see the weekly. Last week was strongly bullish on Australian dollar card. So after the close of last week candle, what pattern do we have on? Let's see the pattern we had on daily time frame. Daily time frame. This was Friday candle, right? This was Friday candle. Price tested this resistance zone, gave us a bearish reversal pattern, and the next candlestick closed bearish. It closed below the low of that spinning top. That indicates that the bearish momentum is increasing. So let's go down to 4 hour. So based on the daily pattern, that's a sell. Okay, that's a sell. Okay. So let's go down to, I think, let's identify fair value gaps it's created. Okay, so this would be a good area to consider if you want to sell Australian dollar card. And see what we have here. This is Australian dollar card. This is the fair value gap it's created. Price has tested its fair value gap. So Australian dollar card likely going to sell from the current market price. Okay, it's likely going to sell from current market price. So this is 1 hour. Let's go down. If shift in market structure has occurred on, let's say, 5 minutes or 1 minute after the formation of this spinning top that formed on 1 hour after this attempted to fill this value gap, one can go bearish. If you can identify a shift in market structure on a lower time frame, let's see 15 minutes. Okay, on 15 minutes, no shift in market structure. Let's see 5 minutes. Let's see 5 minutes. Okay, so 5 minutes also, shift in market structure hasn't occurred on 5 minutes. But you would see on 5 minutes, we had this fair value gap on 5 minutes at this point, and I think that gap has been filled. Okay, that gap has been filled. Let's just see 1 minute. Let's be sure there's a shift in market structure on. So I think a shift in market structure has occurred on, yeah, shift in market structure has occurred on 1 minute. I hope I'm right, yeah. So this is the shift in market structure on 1 minute time frame. Rise from this low, and it has retraced back to fill that fair value gap. So this is a sell setup. I see this is sell. I see sell on Australian dollar card. Okay, I see sell on Australian dollar card. But remember, card will be releasing its CPI data by 1:30. Okay, but technically, this is a sell setup. This is a sell setup. Is there another instrument you want me to analyze? I think I've attended to all your requests. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section if you have any pair you want me to analyze. Okay, let's see GJ and UJ, GBPJPY, GBPJPY, and you can see BJPY. Let's start with the daily time frame. You can see GBPJPY has been bullish. Yesterday it sold. The bears had a upper hand yesterday. The bears had the upper hand. So we had this fair value gap here on a daily time frame. You can see this gap. So yesterday candle looks like a spinning bottom. Looks like a spinning bottom. And after the close of that spinning bottom, let's see the pattern we had on 4 hour. If it's a bullish reversal pattern, then we should be looking for buys on GJ. Okay, so this is what we had on 4 hour yesterday. So this is buy. What I see here is buy. Okay. So we had this yesterday. I'm sure a fair value gap was created after the formation of this candle, and that could be the reason for this retracement, this sell. Okay, let's see 1 hour. Okay, so we had a fair value gap here. The price came back to fill. You will see it clearly on 15 minutes time frame. You will see it clearly on 15 minutes time frame. You see it clearly on 15 minutes time frame. So you can see this fair value gap. We have this here. That could be the reason for the retracement. You see this fair value gap. We also had this fair value gap. You can see this. So we had this fair value gap, and we also had this fair value gap. Price pulled back to that fair value gap, and you can see after price there was an attempt to fill this, but they didn't fill this fair value gap. From that point, you can see someone would have bought after this 15 minutes candle close above this, the low of this fair value gap. This would have been a good entry for GJ. If you had bought GJ from this point, at least it would have made close to 50 pips. Yeah, close to 50 pips on this move. So GJ is bullish at the moment. Okay, GJ is bullish. It's created a fair value gap at this point. I think price has pulled back to fill that fair value gap also. You can see that's pulled back to fill this fair value gap. So this is a buying opportunity on GJ. On GJ, it's a buy. That's what I see playing out on GJ. It's a buy. So if I take this trade now, let me see if I can take this trade. Let me see the risk involved. 198.61, and stop loss will be at this low. 198.22. That's about 40 pips. This is a good trade. I'm taking this trade on GJ. I want to buy GJ. Let me take this trade on GJ. Buying GJ 40 something pips. GJ, what lot size? 20 something pips. New order. 0. Or lot size, that should be 0.2. 40 pips. 40 pips. Maybe 0.25. Maybe 0.25 for GJ. Okay, so setting my stop loss, the low of this candle. What is the low price of this candle? What is the low price? So that's my take on GJ. What's the low price of this candle? The low is 198.21. 198.21. Okay. My SL is at 198.21. In case you're taking the trade, my stop loss is at 198.21. 198.21. So that's my take on GJ. So my first TP, let's see. My first TP will be at this level. That's 198.98. That's just about 35 pips. And my second TP will be this ultimate, this relative equal high. This relative high, that should be my target for That's 199.43. That's about 80 pips. So I'm risking 40 pips to make 80 pips. 40 pips to make 80 pips. Okay. So is there another instrument you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. If not for this session, I wouldn't see this setup. If not for this live stream, I wouldn't see this setup. Any question, any question, any question, let me know in the comment section. Euro, Australian dollar. Okay. Euro, Australian dollar. Euro, Australian dollar. Let's start with the daily. Okay, so we had, I think this was on Friday. Yeah, Friday we had a doji. Yesterday candle closed bullish, closed above the high of that doji. That's an indication that demand is increasing. Now, after the close of yesterday candle, let's see what we had on 4-hour time frame. Okay, so we had this on 4-hour time frame, and on 4-hour we had this fair value gap. Right, we had this fair value gap. Price attempted filling that gap. Go down to 1 hour. So we had this fair value gap on 4-hour, and also you can see so this is the fair value gap on 1-hour time frame. You can see. And you can see that the bullish momentum is kind of weak. You can see the bullish momentum is kind of weak. It's kind of weak. You can see that small candles, the bodies are very small, very small. When the bodies are small, it's an indication that the bulls are not fully prepared. The momentum is still very weak. It's still weak. Now, if we go by what we have on 4-hour, 1-hour, at the moment it is bearish. It is bearish at the moment. Okay, it is bearish at the moment. You would only consider buying if price breaks out from this resistance it has created. This is the resistance for today's market. Okay, so far this is the resistance. At the moment it is bearish. You would only consider buying if price breaks out from this resistance. Okay, if price breaks out from that resistance, it's a buy. But at the moment it is bearish. At the moment it is bearish. So guys, I think that will be all for today's session. I appreciate you all for your participation. Mr. Joseph, Mr. Clement, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Gbadamosi, who else again? Victory, Mr. Assis. I appreciate you all for your participation. I look forward to having you guys in tomorrow's session, same time. And hopefully I might come on live by 1:15. let's see if we can get a good setup after CPI data gets released. Let's see if we can find a good setup on the chart. So I'll drop the link for that session soon. I'll drop the link for that session soon. Once more, I appreciate you all, and I wish you all a profitable trading day. Bye for now.